What's up, bro? How y'all feeling? Here we are, back in Georgia. Got a little work to do today. So apparently, all these dogs keep getting out and wandering around the neighborhood, apparently. So we're gonna put some fencing up. Small space from there to there, and one on the other side. Very simple. Should take no more than a few hours, but some of Mom's operations she's got going on. Anyway, anything to help Mom, right? We'll be back. Well, I thought we had some insulators in here, but it's just too much to think about in here. So we're gonna have to make some homemade insulators for anyone who's ever put up electric fence. You probably know what I'm talking about. But hold on, I'll show you. If you don't know, I'll show you a technique that I learned over time. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I gotta say never mind, because we scored a win. So for those who've never dealt with electric fence, this is called an insulator. I think it's called an insulator. And this is kind of the way it works. So you would, I don't know if you can see that, but because this wire can't be grounded, this wire's got to be connected to the electric fence unit. I think you would call it unit. And then the unit would be grounded, and whatever came in contact with this wire and was grounded, then they would get a charge of electricity. So this is the okay. So for these, what I was telling you about the electric fence, the insulator, this is a way that you can do it. You can run your electric fence through here and sort of wrap it around like this, and that creates, you know, a fairly a fairly decent insulation. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to redo it, or how to say yeah, you'll see. I got to sort of rewire it, because this is the way that I originally had it, and then this wire would come over to this wire, which would be hot, and then this wire would make this one live. So that's pretty much how you do it. And if you see it right here, you can look through there, I think, probably. If you can see through there, see how they ain't got, it can't be touching in there. And then, you know, use what we got. Hot wire 101. All right, stay tuned, and I'll get it complete and get it ready for, I guess, inspection. It's all good. You can't really much get more better than that. Not unless you take this kink out and get a different brand and redo the whole world, you know. But this is the quality of work that, you know, that my hands have to offer. Luckily, I found some insulators. So this wire here is totally off the main wire. But all it takes is this wire to connect to here, to connect to there, and that thing is live. Touch that thing, it'll shock you. So I don't know what her plan is. I don't know really a whole lot about the reasons for this, but anyway, I'll do what I can do. This probably needs to be rewired, but after a while, I think why? Because anytime, if any of this big grass gets a hold to it, like all that grass is going to grow up again. It's just going to kind of ground out the whole system, you know. So, you know, without being negative or problematic is the word, I guess it'll be just, you know, like that tree there. You know, that whole area there is going to have to be moved away from that fence. But yeah, I mean, I can't, you know, one thing I can do is sort of try to help out, but, you know, it's a lot of work to, you know, it's a lot of work having all that responsibility and stuff like that, you know. So I'll do what I can, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna, you know, that's all I'll really ever be able to do is put a little effort in. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to mount that thing. I forget the name of it. Maybe somewhere around this area, and then I guess I'll let her figure out where she's going to get the electricity from, you know. And well, you know, that's just to mind my business and try not to judge too much about the complications of the situation. I think she's also trying to get rid of all this. This is some of my some other family members' stuff that they sort of just, you know, just left behind. And I think she also wants to try to get rid of all that stuff. And while I'm out here, so you guys remember a few years ago I had my garden going, and I think I deleted all those videos and stuff, but this was the garden that got overgrown. And I came out and I started running it over with the mower, and I can only cut it right here for right now, or cut right here, not cutted, only cut mowed right here and right down that edge of that fence line because this was just too much right now. But I ran it over, I took everything down. Everything, barbed wire, pole, so like the whole area there was my little area of gardening. And it's been, hadn't messed with it in a while. But I guess in a few years, I guess I'll try to get back into it. But it's a big job. And this is something that I've been working on now for 4 or 5 years, I bet. It's a lemon tree. But I messed around. I thought it was dead again, but it messed around and and I run it over. But this thing is a big old root system down there, and this thing will get huge, it'll get real big, and then the frost will come and wipe it out. It'll get real. Year after year, it's been doing that. So I think the only way that I'll ever be able to get this thing to make lemons is if I built some type of shelter around it for the winter, or go closer to the equator. But I thought, you know, it's a citrus tree. There's a citrus tree around front, and that thing has got a ton on it. But anyway, so I'm gonna get out here one of these days and try to do some more work. And there should also be some asparagus right up in here somewhere, because asparagus comes back year after year. So anyways, it's just a little idea, but right over there is everything. I guess it's part of the I gotta find excuse me, a rod to ground. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll show you what I got going on whenever I find the perfect one. Alright, well, this is the situation we kind of got going on. We got fence controller is the word I was looking for. Got it kind of fastened up there with the, you know, whatever it was that I had to use. Then we got the ground. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. If not, we'll hook this one to it. We'll bear that thing straight into the ground. We got it kinked together over here. Worst case scenario, I'll put a little tape around it. And yeah, plug that bad boy in. Touch that. If it's grounded properly, it'll keep the pets back. But then we gotta clean out this because of the that one as well. Oil, and then I need this probably. Alright, well, clean this fence up. Make sure there's no grass on this. It runs all the way down. Runs around. Right here, probably gonna have to cut that there. And because I don't think she wants the electricity going all the way that way, you know, around the property anymore. But probably could cut it there, wire it to the post just to be like a fence. Wire this back to itself. Take this wire, connect this wire to that wire. That boy will be hot all the way. That's it. Pretty simple. Now I gotta work on this dolly, because apparently she had some plants showing up today. So yeah, that's about all I can do with, you know, the finances that I got. We can just go from there, you know, and protect it from the elements the way it was before we moved it. I guess the power is going to be the same cord. It's going to be probably just run across the yard. I'm kind of concerned about this ground. I mean, I could probably run some power out here and take my soldering iron and put a bunch of solder on it. If that don't work though, bury this, hook this one up, bury it straight into the ground. Bad boy be grounded in. But this should be good. These connections should be fine. That connection should be fine. This one here was buried in the ground for so long. And I did kind of scuff it up a bit, you know, just so that it can make a good connection. But twist that bad boy like this a couple times. It's on there tight though. I guess there's a, I forgot what they call that. It's like a band or a strap or something. I don't know the terminology. Yeah, man, there's a lot of fence that needs to be straightened out. That fence right there, it runs all the way around there, all the way out back there, or it cuts off there. But that's, you know, that's apparently this is the yard, but that fence runs all the way up to that field, right to that tree line. Then it goes that way for a couple hundred yards, and it goes all the way back down to the highway. And all of it it's not been maintained in years. That's really all I can do without any money, you know. I'm glad I'm healthy enough to be able to do it. Yeah. Productive as possible. Productive as possible. You know. Let's see if this thing's gonna work now. Next phase of the day. Try to get ready for the appliances. Let's see. So, let's see. Oh, new power. Well, I don't know what to tell her about that. Oh wait, let's see. Make that. See what happens now. There we go. Y'all enjoy y'all's lunch. Peace.